Stopped to see if my dog was still with me.
Oh my god!
Hey, what's up? What's up? It's your girl here, Leah. Welcome to the channel. So right now we about to do a looky, you know, a look at here video. That's what I'm going to start calling my reaction videos. I think reaction videos just sounds kind of boring, so I was like, I don't want to call it that. But before we get into this reaction video, this reaction video is from Twitch. I did stream it live on Twitch, so come and follow your girl on Twitch. But before I get into this video, I want to go ahead and give a shout out to all the people who are keeping us safe. I'm talking about the nurses, the law enforcement, the doctors, people who are working in the gas stations, and people who are working at the grocery stores. Y'all making sure that we got our stuff, our supplies, our food and supplies during this virus outbreak. I just want to give a shout out to all those people out there. Y'all doing it big right now. But thank you guys so much. But as for you guys, stay home, stay safe. I know y'all tired of hearing this, but I'm telling you, we're gonna get through this, all right? But go ahead and enjoy this video, right? Let's go. A man is standing out the door.
My name is Pascal. I'm 22 years
I was on the train. Okay.
old now, but this event happened 3 years ago when I was 19. It happened in the middle of the night. My parents were away for an important company meeting. The company was kind of far away from where we lived, so I stayed home by myself while they were gone. One time, while I was at home alone, I looked out the window randomly and froze. There was a tall man, almost dressed entirely in black.
Oh snap.
He was wearing a tuxedo and holding a kitchen knife.
Of course he was.
This guy was standing right outside of the door, looking at me. He wasn't laughing at all, and his head was twitching continuously. "Sir, please get off our property. Otherwise, I'll call the police." I opened the window and told him. Then the man replied, "Oh, you can do that if you want, as long as you don't look away." Because of this strange attitude, I felt anxious. So I grabbed my...
Oh my god, you playing Apex Legends? Oh wow.
The window again, he was gone. At that very moment,
I need to get back on
I
that
heard
game.
footsteps coming from downstairs. I suddenly remembered that I forgot to lock my garden door, so it was still open.
We gotta play that together.
I thought I was gonna die at first, but then I pulled myself together. I got my bat and looked down the stairs, slowly, trying not to make a sound. There he was. He was just staring at me. He didn't move, but said, "I told you not to look away." A few moments later, we heard sirens. The man still did not move. But then he suddenly changed his mind and walked over to me. I tried to swing my bat towards him, but I was so scared. I couldn't do anything except scream. The police broke down the door. One policeman tried to arrest him, and the other one tried to take the knife away from him, but the man resisted. He was
What?
strong. Even though he was outnumbered, they couldn't stop him. They threatened to shoot him in the foot, but he didn't care. Furthermore, he attacked the two policemen, and they tumbled down to the ground.
I'm out of there.
One of the rooms
I'm out of there.
door shut,
Bro.
but he kicked in the door. When the door opened, I could see his face, and I will never...
He licking the knife.
However, at that very moment, the police caught up to him and shot his foot. The guy started screaming in pain. Shortly after that, he managed to jump outside of a window and disappeared. The policemen chased after him, but unfortunately, they failed to arrest him. I never saw that guy again. I'm glad that I survived that incident, but I also feel nervous that he'll come to my house again. From that day on, I always made sure I locked all the doors and windows.
Yeah. I'm not the most horrible guy on the road. I agree.
So
We
before getting
gotta.
into the story itself.
I don't know.
wanna
What
give
day do
some
I want to
backstory
play
on
it?
Something that happened when I was around the age of 9. I grew up in a village called Hotlax in the northern
Let's
parts of
push for
Sweden.
tomorrow. Let's see what happens tomorrow.
The
Hopefully, I
road
should be
from our
home
school
early.
to my home was a long one, where the local authorities had to put up lamps which emitted a very dim blue light. I always felt like a nervous wreck when I had to walk to and from my school, both because even with the lamps, the road was very dark, and also because I was bullied, so the bullies could have waited in the woods right next to the road. It was one event that I remembered vividly during the winter of 1999.
He look like he dancing.
I'd slept poorly the night before and the math lesson had been killing me, so I barely felt awake when I was beginning to walk home. The lamps were off, which isn't really so weird, as the sensors for the lamps were pretty low. So any kid could have taken a flashlight, put it towards the sensors, and
Hey, do you
after
watch
a few
Daily Dose of
seconds,
Internet?
the lamps would shut down for a few minutes.
Is that a show?
Since I was so tired, I'd
On
close my eyes
YouTube
when I
or
started
some
watching.
other app?
But
I
after
don't know what
walking
that
about
is.
20 meters
I do
on
watch
this
a lot
road,
of
I opened
horror
my
movies
eyes
on
and noticed
YouTube.
that the lamps were off, and I
Horror
stopped.
shows or horror
I
animation.
was getting nervous. I was reasoning with myself and decided to push on. I was 10, and in my youthful arrogance, I thought I had reached the age where my balls should have been as hard as Duke Nukem's.
Why he marching like
This is a
that?
very quiet village, so I was barely hearing anything except the wind when this happened. To the left of the road is a very thick forest, and suddenly I could just hear this loud scream coming from it. It was very similar to the male scream you can hear in movies when someone's in huge pain. With the speed of Usain Bolt, I ran as fast as I could towards my home without looking back. Now we're jumping to late autumn 2011. My parents were on a trip to the Canary Islands and asked me to move into their house just for the week so I could take care of the dog. The thought of spending a whole week in my old room, listening to my old Mayhem CDs and eating pizza were just too good to be true. I always walked with my dog outside during midnight, because then I didn't have to take him outside again until the late morning hours.
Yeah, that's.
This time was no different.
Yeah. No, I'd rather get up early.
A bit longer.
9 a.m. where everybody is moving.
Wagen, and then follow Inimaksvägen towards Norra Hotlagsvägen. There are no lamps on the most parts of Inimaksvägen, so after leaving Oxelvägen, I stopped. I lit a cigar and told my dog to stay close to me. While walking along the road, I was just enjoying the fresh air and listening to the sound of leaves rustling in the trees. There's a pretty big area next to the road where they have chopped down a lot of trees. When I came to that area, my dog stopped and started barking towards the area I described. When I looked towards the area,
I hate that. I hate when my pets do that.
Person.
I hate that.
The only visible parts were the hands. I said, "What the hell?"
I hate when my
Pretty
pets
loud
see
voice.
stuff and I don't see it.
The person turned around towards me. If I didn't know any better, I could have sworn that only the head and hands turned, as I didn't see any movements at all on the rest of the body. A white mask. The guy was wearing a white mask with a slit for each of his eyes. My dog started whimpering. The guy raised his right hand, with all of his fingers pointing towards me, and he screamed.
I'm watching this at
Like the
1:48.
exact same scream I had heard as a kid walking home from school that afternoon. What must have been survival instincts, I just started running.
You're right.
When I had ran for 20 meters or so, I stopped to see if my dog was still with me,
Oh my god!
which he was.
Oh, he
I
was.
then looked towards the spot the guy had stood. He wasn't there. He had moved to the spot where I stood, now with his hands down, but the mask still towards me. I started running again until I got to Norra Hotlagsvägen. I'd never been so scared before. When I stopped, I was crying and my whole body was shaking. And then I walked home.
That what he get? That man said, "Ah!" Stop.
You get me so. You get me so.